Okay, beautiful. Hi everyone, welcome. So last week we start to read something from the Ramchal, Rabbi Chaim Moshe Luzzatto, Rabbi Moshe Luzzatto, and today we will continue. I don't know if you used his exercise, but just for a reminder, he told us that we need to be observed and to check our consciousness, check our thoughts while we are inside of the action and while we not in the action. Mean like to take time in a day that we can analyze and check what's happened before to see like how we react, to connect with our feelings, connect with our reactive system, with our thoughts, and we can transform ourselves and to make sure not to do the same thing for the rest of the day. That will bring us to a place that we practice in, and while we are inside of the action, we need to stand from the side and look into our behavior, our action, into our thoughts, our feelings, and also we can come to that place of changing and transforming ourselves inside of the conversation, inside of the real action. So it's actually teaching us something that called, to, like Rav Ashak explained, Chush Hakarat Hara, it means to find out my negativities, and usually it's small things that happening inside of us that we don't feel it's really negative, and when we keep it there, what's happening, it starts to grow, and slowly, more and more negative things adding into that one thing, and without us paying attention, we become more and more reactive, more and more impatient, more and more disconnecting from the light. So chas v'shalom, we don't want to come to that place. And this is why the Kabbalah is giving us different tricks to pay attention more and to find out really what's going on in our thoughts, and especially about the small things that appear. And we don't want to leave them without taking care of them. So let's continue and read. And he's saying, a second, I just skipped a page. Okay. ודבר זה הודיעונו חכמינו זכרם לברכה באומרם, נוח לו לאדם שלא נברא יותר משנברא. He says that the righteous, they are saying that for the person, the human being, it's better for him that he wouldn't born than he born. ועכשיו שנברא יפשט במעשיו. And now when he born, he should look into his actions. ואיכא דאמרי משמש במעשיו. ותראה ששני הלשונות הם שתי אזהרות טובות ומלאות מאוד, כי הנה הפשפוש במעשים ולחקור על כלל המעשים ולהתבונן בו. He says that advice is very, very important for us to understand, that when a person is looking into his actions and he checking what is good, what is bad, הנמצא בהם מעשים אשר לא יעשו, אשר אינם הולכים על פי מצוות השם וחוקיו. So it means he will check and see which type of those actions doesn't follow the way of the light, the laws of the creator, the laws of this world. So those that we find that doesn't follow the way of tree of life, he says we need to remove them from the world. I mean, remove them from my world, because what is the world? Remove them from my personal world. Yevaharam, it's like, the way that he expressed that action, it's called Yevaharam. Yevaharam, when you want to put something into fire, so to burn it, also to check my good actions, not just the bad ones. So also my good actions, to check them. לחקור ולראות יש בעניינם איזה פנייה שלא טובה או איזה חלק רע שצריך להסירו לברו. So also he's saying, and give us the advice to check our good actions, to see that we might have one small detail in that good action that I have the desire to receive oneself alone. So if I find that one small thing, I should burn it also. I should remove it from my world. והרי זה כממשמש בבגד לבחון הטוב וחזק הוא, חלש ובלוי, כן ימשמש במעשיו לבחון תכונתם בתכלית ההבחנה, עד שיחזק ונקי. It says the same way that we check in our clothing, if they are good, if they are beautiful, if they are strong, if they are weak, we need to check our consciousness, to check our actions. If we have something over there that it's not the right way that we should say or the right way that we should behave right now. כלל הדבר יהיה האדם מעיין על מעשיו כולם ומפקח על כל דרכיו שלא להניח לעצמו הרגל רע ומידה רעה. So he's saying, so one of the rules that we need to cleave ourselves with, that we should pay attention to everything that we are doing actually. Everything that we are doing. Why? Because it says that the person is not going to buy for himself a bad and negative attribute. Because, you know, when we have different type of habits, if we, you know, and now we enter in from Saturday night, we're going to enter to the months of Elul. So it's really a good time now to start to look into our actions. We start to prepare a while ago, but we're going to have a more extra energy and support from the cosmos from the months of Elul. So he's saying we should look into all of our actions. If there is something that we should remove from our actions, because what's happened, sometimes we call it like we buying or earning because we make an effort and we connecting ourselves with negative habits. Now, what's happened, we don't feel that it's negative at the beginning. We don't feel like it, you know, it's harming us. And we continue. So now we become second nature, but negative second nature or negative habit. So when we start to look into our actions, but all of our actions, all of the entire day, like all of the things that we are doing or not doing or supposed to do or procrastinate, you know, everything that's going on in my day, he says we might find those negative attributes or negative habits that we have that doesn't support us, doesn't support our goals. כל שכן עבירה ופשע. And of course, to check that we're not creating really big short circuit. Because, you know, one of the things that the Kabbalists explain, that why it's good to take that time and to find out about our consciousness, about our behavior, about our actions, because, you know, first of all, Satan, he doesn't want us to pay attention. He doesn't want, because he wants to keep us in his club. So if he keeps us in his club, we can't see what's going on outside of the club. And it might be outside of the club, it's actually much better. And because we get used to his club, it's very hard for us to create any change, or even to open the window, to open the door, and to try even to walk outside. Sometimes, you know, we need to push ourselves so hard to just walk outside in one manner. And then when we change, we said, oh my God, why I didn't do it years ago? So we need to remember that Satan is there, the opponent is there, and he doesn't want us to create a change. So one, of course, it's hard to create a change. Second, when we decide to create a change, we need to know that he will resist and he will want to fight us and not let us to do the change, okay? So, and this is why the Ramchal is mentioning to pay attention and to check ourselves during the day, but to check ourselves in all of our actions, not just in one area. והנני רואה צורך לאדם שיהיה מדקדק ושוקל דרכיו דבר יום ביומו. And he's saying the person should check his ways every day, the same way that the person is having merchandise and he want to sell them, and he's checking everything that he's doing. He's checking his ways. What is the best way to sell, to behave, to talk with the customers, or even to check the merchandise, that they're not going to get they're not going to go bad. So you need to make sure, like the expiration date, right? So he's saying, and the person should put hours, even in his work, right? The physical work. So the same way, he says, we need to pay attention and to make sure we're doing it with our spiritual work, to make sure that we put in time to do that work. Okay. So, he continues saying, וחכמים זיכרונם לברכה הורונו בפירוש צורך חשבון הזה, והוא מה שאמור ז"ל. על כן יאמרו המושלים בואו בחשבון. He says that the righteous, they're saying, there is a sentence that says, המושלים בואו חשבון. What does it mean? It means, על כן יאמרו המושלים ביצרם, בואו ונחשב חשבונו של עולם. The ones that actually controlling their desire to receive for oneself alone, the ones that want to change, want to create a change and to control their opponent, he's saying they need to sit and calculate the energy of tree of life, how they should remove the negativity and how should do and what they should do to cleave themselves with the tree of life. He says, הפסד מצווה כנגד שכרה ושכר עבירה כנגד הפסדה וכולי. וזה כי העצה האמיתית הזאת, because what does it mean to calculate? When I'm sitting with myself and I want to check my action, I want to check my consciousness, I want to check the way I behave, if I'm coming from the right place, the wrong place, or the way of desire to receive oneself alone or not, or if I'm now the vessel, I'm the light, I'm sharing, I'm taker, all of those intentions that I have in my mind, he's saying, I can find out if right now, because we know to earn the light of the Creator, I need to cleave myself with the right intention of the precept. It means I need to cleave myself with the intention of the Creator, with the energy of sharing, but true sharing, with no agenda. So if we looking into our actions, we can find out that right now I took this action that I feel I did a good deed, and this is a mitzvah, but I might lost more than I earned. And why I lost more than I earned? Because my intention wasn't in the right place. I was thinking about myself. I might be selfish right now. I wasn't really in a position of sharing, even though physically it looked like I'm sharing. But I behave like as a taker, not as a giver. And this is sometimes something we just ask and find out about it. Because many times we're taking good actions and doing different mitzvot or good deed, but not as necessarily my intention is in the right place. So he's saying we need to make sure that we're not losing more than we're earning, because we want to earn. And this is why we need to calculate, but in a good way, do calculation, not the negative way of calculations. Why? Because he says, because we want to control our desire to receive oneself alone. That's the intention. Why I'm calculating and checking myself, because I want to control my desire to receive oneself alone. But if I'm not checking it, what will happen? For sure, it's going to control us. Because remember, this is the power of the body. This is the power of the desire to receive oneself alone, the desire, the energy of the opponent. He wants to control us to do his wish, not the wish of the soul. And we need to make sure that we're doing the wish of the soul, because the soul came here to do the correction. So we want to control our desire to receive oneself alone. וזה כי העצה האמיתית הזאת לא יוכלו לתת אותה ולא לראות אמיתה, אלא אותם שכבר יצאו מתחת יצרם ומשלו בו. So we can actually see it just if we controlling our desire to receive oneself alone. כי מישהו עדיין חבוש במאסר יצרו, the one that is still in the jail of his evil inclination, אין עיניו רואות האמת הזאת ואינו יכול להכירה. So he can't see the truth, and he can't recognize the truth. כי היצר מסמא עיניו ממש, because the evil inclination, he make him blind, that he can't see the truth. והנה הוא כהולך בחושך שיש לפניו מכשולות ואין עיניו רואות אותם. He's like a person walking in the dark, and there is a lot of obstacles that he can't see the obstacles. והוא מה שאמרו ז"ל, תשת חושך ויהי לילה, זה העולם הזה שדומה ללילה. He says, the righteous says, and he says in Psalms, that this world is described as a dark place, like nighttime. And we walking in this world like nighttime. So we can't see the obstacles. And this is why we want to check ourselves. We want to check where we're coming from. We want to check that if my actions right now in my consciousness is from desire to receive oneself alone, or it's really because I want to cleave myself with that of the Creator. If right now I'm earning or I'm losing more than I'm earning, because we need to remember that there are many obstacles, and I want to see those obstacles. I want to make sure not to fall. And if I want to make sure not to fall, I need always to make sure I'm connecting with Tree of Life. Again, we're not saying something easy, but imagine when we turn on the light, what's happening? We can see the obstacles, right? So it make it simple. But if I'm continue saying, oh, but it's not easy, I don't have time, I don't this, I need to think too much, I need to learn, I need to change, all of those things of the opponent, so it means we keep walking in the dark, and then we fall into one of the obstacles, and then we don't feel good, and then we need to waste more time and more energy to overcome this obstacle. So if I want to avoid the obstacles, if I want even to overcome the obstacles in a faster way to cleave myself with the Creator, I need to pay more attention. I need to do this work. And I think this is a very, very powerful time now before Elul, that we can awaken that desire to pay more attention and to wake up ourselves, to look inside, to look into my desire to receive oneself alone, to catch it. And like he says, leva'er oto. It means like to burn it, to remove it from my system and cleave myself with Tree of Life. Amazing, amazing, amazing teaching from the Ramchal. So let's open our mics and wish each other Shabbat Shalom. Good luck with this spiritual work. I hope we can add something to our consciousness to awaken the desire for change, but true change, and cleave ourselves with the truth. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, teacher.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're very, very
Thank you.
welcome. Shabbat Shalom.